Hi folks, hope you're doing well. It's 6:15 on the 27th of the 6th, 2020. It's coming towards the first half ending of the Norwich United FA Cup game. So I thought I'd say a few things about that. I will pause it before the second half starts and then do a bit more at the end of the game, possibly. Anyway, so far it's at 43 minutes in, and you have to say United have a decent enough first team, but apart from that, the quality is poor. Yeah, Fred today has been really poor. I mean, people have been saying how great Fred has been recently. Today, again, it looks very much like he's forgotten how to play football. Dalot, again, decision making, control of the ball, everything just completely off. Now, I understand it's been a while since they played football, but come on. They're basics. Ball comes over, you're going to control the ball. Right? That's it. Don't worry about where the opposition player is. Focus on controlling the ball. That's the key. Your team has the ball, you're going forward, control the ball, then decide where you're going to go. Once you control it into the position you want it to go into. That's how you play. I have no idea what Dalot is doing. Mata, again, is no longer the player he was when he was playing the season at Chelsea. In this one, again, it's the same. His passing is average at best. He's slow. He's methodical. He's not really the commanding, quick football that you need to play to break teams down. It's just all bits and bits and bits and bits and bits. Not really doing anything at all. So Lingard, he's busy, but apart from busy, what is he? He's not a quality player. He acts as if he is. He's got the mouth, he's got all the actions, the way he sort of acts on Twitter and Instagram as if he's a top world-class player. He clearly is not that. So, I think Norwich have done okay. I don't know why they didn't start with their youngster, their 19-year-old. He scored a hat-trick recently in one of the previous rounds. So, give him a go. You might as well. It's not as if you're going to get that many goal-scoring chances. So give it to a lad who's going to actually learn from the game. Who could be a player for your future. Give it to them. United are attacking again at 46 minutes in. Fred has got the ball, just passes it back, doesn't even try to cross the ball in. It goes out to Fred again. There's a cross. Yeah. To no one. No, it's just poor. Shot by Lingard, way over. I mean, again, Lingard spouting. Not spouting. Wearing a moustache and a little beard. For goodness sake, what's all that crap about? Trying to prove you're a man. Get your football stuff sorted. When you start talking about football, it's, you forget you're a Christian for a second. You just start go at him. No, I mean, he's one of the players that's been incredibly frustrating. Managers have given him time after time after time after time after time. And he just hasn't proved. And he should never have been given anywhere near the amount of time. Players like Gomez. Gomez has been a fantastic player in youth and just has never been given the opportunity really to come through and show what he can do in the first team. They're trying to get him to sign a contract. But if I was his agent, I'd say leave. I said go, you're not going to get a chance. The fact they keep on giving Lingard a game when Lingard is not a player for the future. He's a squad player at best, and he was the first player of the past with managers who really had no idea. So they just played the fast players rather than looking at who could be the most skillful players out there to make a difference. Lingard was never one of those players, the most skillful players to make a difference. Gomez, on the other hand, brilliant young player. Should have been given the opportunity, never was. Yeah, Chong, they gave Chong a new contract, I do believe, or at least offered him one. Chong is a player who I don't think is ever going to make it. Nowhere near the quality of Gomez. Chong's been given opportunities. Gomez really hasn't. It's beyond understanding. Really is. I don't know why Ollie and the others have done things in the way they've done things. It's incredibly stupid, to say the least. Yep, indeed. Still, 0-0, half time. Stats wise, Man United about 68% of possession. 8 shots compared to 5 shots on target. Neither team have had any shots on target at all. Which you have to say, come on. You're supposed to be one of the best teams in the country, and your players have 8 shots and none on target? None? Yeah, these are the players matter. Lingard. Yeah, Delot. Yeah, these are the players that really. I mean, I'd include Fred in that. Yeah, Fred had a great 10, 15 games. It was certainly just before and coinciding with Bruno Fernandez's signing. Fred really did start playing better football. But even that better football was really basic. He's starting to get the basics right. His passing, his control, the simple bits. The problem is most of the time he doesn't get those simple bits right. Like today, he's sloppy. Yeah, Newcastle have played the game. Sorry, Norwich have played the game where their front players have been putting pressure on the defenders, clear the ball quickly, and with that being the case, you've got to be quick in thinking. Your control has to be spot on. You've got to know where your teammates are, so you can lay the ball off more or less 1 touch, 2 touch. And the thing of it is that these Man United players out there don't seem to have that. They really don't. So you've got McTominay. What on earth position is McTominay supposed to be playing in? Midfield centre, maybe. Well, midfield centre, the problem with that is you have attacking midfielders, you have a defensive midfielder nowadays. You generally don't have a midfield centre nowadays. Yeah, you have attacking midfielders whose job is specifically to aid attack, who do a little bit defending as well. Then you have mainly a defensive fielder whose job it is to break play from the opposition and get the attack going by just releasing the ball from the attacking midfielder. But Tommy isn't one of those. Neither is Fred. We've got 2 midfield centres that really are not going to fit into the way that we're supposed to be playing. Not in any way, shape or form. So there you go. That's the situation with United right now. As I say, it's that simple. I mean, to me, when you're supposed to be Manchester United and your players supposed to be trained by the staff, coaches, etc., you would expect the ball control, the passing, to be second nature to the players. They should be good enough that everything is second nature in that way. But they're struggling in this game, just as they struggled through a lot of the season and a lot of last season. These very same players. Because they just don't have the ability. Which is why I said the other day that fake Mark Goldbridge saying that United need to sign 3 players to win the league, even 3, the right 3, just wouldn't work. There's no 3 players. If you sign that one, and that one, it will suddenly be a contender for the title, a serious contender. No chance. No chance. Because look at the bench. Now, in this game, United have got a great bench because, their first team players are on the bench. Pogba's on the bench, Rashford and Martial on the bench. So that's pretty good. Normally, you have Lingard, you have Fred, you have Tomine, you have Bailly, you have Igalo maybe. Let's say Igalo was taken from the Chinese league, used to play for Watford. Not exactly screaming at, I mean, he's a Man United fan, so God bless him. He's a Christian and he's a Man United fan. So at least there they've got someone who supports the club. They support the club for years and thinks of it as an honour to play for Man United. More like him would be better in that sense. But ability-wise, does he have it? Not really. No, I don't think he really does have the ability. Because if he did, why was he playing at a level he was playing at before coming to United? So it doesn't make sense at all. Shanghai won him back. Of course, they bought him. He's their player. He's only on loan at United. He's on loan to the end of the season. So, yeah. I mean, even if it's a £20 million price tag on Igalo, I don't think United would be right to get him. I mean, to a certain degree, maybe they would. Maybe it would be right because he's a Man United fan. But maybe that would have an influence on the rest of the players who are just there as football players that want to pick up a decent amount of money. So, it is what it is, isn't it? Time will tell with regards to all of this. Because Igalo, I think, would love to stay at United. That's a certainty. Whether he's going to get to stay, I don't know. Whether it would be right for United to sign him based upon his quality, probably not. It's probably right for them to sign him based upon the fact he's a Man United fan. Yep. I'll go so far as to say, probably. If the rest of the squad was good enough, bringing in Igalo as a Man United fan, as someone who would inspire people to know the history of the club, who would be bright and cheerful and positive playing for this club. This has been his boyhood dream to play for Man United, and now he is. So it's an immense honour for him to be able to do that. So having a player like that there is a good thing. That's a massive positive. So, But as I say, the thing of it is, at this moment in time, they're carrying too many players. So can they afford to carry him as well? Don't know. No idea. Time will tell. There we go, just got a goal. On the 50th minute, ball comes in. Igalo just sort of taps it in. Ball comes off Mata, who's in the box. Mata's probably trying to shoot. Ball bounces up high, and Igalo just basically side foots the ball into the net from waist height. Oh no, it comes off his ankle. Not the best goal you'd ever see in the world, but still a goal. So well done, and of course he's delighted. As a Man United fan, he's just scored another Man United goal. So there you go. Well done to him. It's very much a Solskjaer type of goal, really. So Solskjaer should have been quite chuffed with that as well. But well done, Igalo. You did good. You scored a goal. Well done, mate. God bless you, young sir. You did good. Apart from that, it's pretty much the same as the first half. It's similar. We should start seeing some subs coming on though, because in these games you can bring 5 subs on during normal time. So, it's a terrible ball. I don't know who by. paying that much attention to the number. I think it's possibly Maguire. They're showing Bailly, but whether Bailly blocked the ball or played the pass, I don't know. The pass out to Delo, really, really poor. Weak, float it in the air, easily intercepted. Or even, I will be a bit controversial here. To me, Shaw just isn't good enough. He just isn't. He's okay in defence. Okay at best. He's not great in defence. Going forward, again, he's okay, generally speaking. When he tries to get the ball in, it doesn't go to a United player. Most of the time, he's quite poor in that way. But most of the time, he just passes the ball back to a defender or midfielder if he's that far forward. Yeah, but again, whether he's been taught to do that, I don't know. He's got pace. He just very, very rarely uses it. You know, he's been at United now for long enough that he should now be, a phenomenal player because he was when he came to United. I just think he hasn't necessarily got over that bad injury he had. I just don't think he's got over it yet because he's not taking players on there. He just isn't doing it. So if he's not really doing that, then he's not. He's nowhere near as good in defence as Wan-Bissaka, and he's not one of the best at going forward. So, really, I'd say Williams. United should have stuck with Williams. They gave him chances, and Williams done well on the left. No, I think they should have stuck with him. I think they played Shaw because of the fact Shaw was a senior. But I think they should have gone with Williams and dropped Shaw. I think they should have necessarily sold Shaw. I think Williams was better. Better in defence and potentially better going forward. So, there you go. I certainly don't think he was, if you look at Williams' potential, he wouldn't have grown to be worse than Shaw. So, to me, he should have been given the go. And I think currently at United, player-wise, as to who they should really try and build a team around, you've got Bruno, you've got Pogba, Martial, and then to me, Bailly. I mean, defence, Bailly, because Bailly is somewhat similar to Vidic. He's just one of these no-messing defenders. He'd charge straight through his own player to get the ball. Not Vidic. Clearing the ball meant going through your own player. He'd go through his own player. And Bailly is very similar to that. He gets injured quite a bit, and he's had a few bookings. And that's because, like Vidic, he gets stuck in. Which really, you've got to say, none of the others have. None of the others have got that in them. Where, they don't seem to... They seem to care more about their own safety than they do about, we must keep this ball away from the goal. That could be a bit disingenuous. I accept that. Yeah, I think that's probably be a bit unfair. But you know what I mean? Compared to Vidic, compared to Bailly, I just don't think the others are really like that. And you need more of that. I mean, it's not as if the other defenders we've got are great at bringing the ball forwards and doing any of that, because they're not. They're not very good at that. Not Maguire. I wouldn't say Maguire is great defensively. Certainly not. Nowhere near. Lindelof, again, he's very weak. No, I wouldn't say he's necessarily smaller than Bailly. I don't think he is. Bailly is quite small. It's just Bailly gets stuck in. It says, right, all there. It's in attack. My job is to get that ball away from my goal. Simple. Yeah, nothing else. That's my job, basically. So I'm doing that. I mean, imagine, for example, you've got Wan-Bissaka on the right, and then just inside of him, you've got Bailly. You've got two of the best tacklers in the country playing for the same team, right next to each other in defence. Yeah, the other teams aren't even going to try and come down that way. No chance. They're going to have everything going down the other side. Which just means, you need to get players who can do the same on the other side. And then, of course, you've got such a strong defence. You can focus on attack a lot more because your defence will cope with it. Whereas, for years and years and years, United have been pushed back because their defence was average at best. And so they couldn't really attack. But Bailly, to me, is a far more important player for United defensively than Maguire. Maguire costs more. But that's partly because he's English as well, partly because he is playing for Leicester, and Leicester, in many ways, a better team than United. So, Leicester could decide, right, you want this player? He's our player. We don't particularly want to lose him, so if you want him, you've got to pay. And United were going, well, we're desperate. We're desperate for a big defender, someone who's good in the air. And that's it. Maguire is fairly good in the air. He's not brilliant in the air. As I say, look at Vidic. Vidic was fantastic. I mean, to me, the best defender United have ever had was Vidic. Yeah, I mean, technically, Pallister was probably better. Get all in, getting yourself in there, scoring goals, etc. Bruce was probably better. But all in all, Vidic by far was the best defender I've seen at United. I mean, he was impressive, to say the least. Great in the air, hardly ever lost a duel. Played it simple, didn't try and complicate things. Rio was more of a footballing defender. Again, great pace. But as you look at United, really, I mean, Bailly again has pace. So Bailly is like Vidic, but he has pace. Really quick. Whereas you look at Maguire's got no pace. Lindelof has no pace. Maguire is strong physically. Lindelof is weak. So really, Lindelof. Sorry, you got to go. I'll get rid of Lindelof. I'll drop him. I'll sell him. In the summer, I'd say bye-bye. You can go. He's got other young players, defenders, quality, that could easily come in and replace Lindelof and be better. So, to me, you've got Maguire and Bailly. I'd use those two. Now, sell Lindelof, make some money, use that money to get a younger central defensive midfielder. Replacing Matic. Keep Matic for another season. I'd say Mata. The problem is, I don't think Mata's earning a huge wage, really. Not huge. It's not pocket money, but compared to some players, compared to Sanchez, it's not huge. He's an experienced player. He's probably one of the most popular players. Certainly, if you want De Gea to stay, then maybe you've got to keep Matic. But I would say only keep Matic if you can agree terms with him now that when he retires, he stays as a coach. If you can't agree that, let him go. He's not going to bring enough to the football pitch to really stay for another season. He can bring a lot to morale for the club. He might be able to bring something for a future promise of coaching. So that itself would be good. Otherwise, he has to go. Pereira, get rid of him, let him go. Lingard, let him go. Again, another one of these players for the past 5 seasons has been given chance after chance after chance after chance after chance to prove himself, and he has yet to do so. He hasn't done so. He's had good games, maybe three games in each season. He's had a really good game, and that's just not enough. Sorry then, guys, you've got to go. Right, we've got players coming on now. So Rashford is on, Williams is on. Someone else is on. Here we go. So Rashford, Williams, and Greenwood are on. Lingard, Shaw, and Mata are gone off. See, the three players that I said United should get rid of, Lingard, Shaw, and Mata, they've gone off. There you go. There you go, United. Now sell them. So it's still 1-0. But we've now got three new players, most of which are quick. You've got Rashford and you've got Greenwood, quick forwards, which could make quite a bit of difference. 1-0 so far. I think United really do need to kill this game off. And kill it off, then they can rest players like Fernandes. They can give him a rest and say, go on, mate. You have a sit down. We need you for the next Premier League match. Well, I'll sign off for a second and I'll pause it and we'll get back to the reviewing. That's the one. Ricardo's just been knocked down. What happened? Oh, head. Was it head? I think head. Yeah, he got slightly head-butted. I think it's only a glance. It wasn't a full-on because the player head-butted and didn't go down. So, yeah. But even a glance in the back of the head is going to tinge a bit. It's going to make you a bit dizzy. So, there you go. He's walking back. Fred and Bruno with a free kick. Let's just see how this goes. Bruno, good ball in. But nobody went for it. No one at all. Up there, you've got Agarlo and McTominay were the ones really going for it. But they weren't really going for it. They sort of stood there while the defenders went back to clear the ball. Anyway, right, we'll pause it for a second and get back to the reviewing in about half an hour when this match is over, I guess. Or when there's something to talk about, okay? Well, at 75 minutes in, Campbell equalises for Norwich City. Well done, Norwich. Well, they've been pushing, and United have just been sitting back. That's the thing. I mean, United have brought on subs that should have meant that they were pushing back Norwich, but United players have just sat back and sat back and sat back. Basically saying to Norwich, well, come in, let's see what you can do. So Norwich they nearly scored a goal only about 5-6 minutes ago. But they've now said, okay, this is what we can do. Yeah, so so there you go. I mean, this game is going to go on. It's going to have to finish today. So, but for this game, this is the one where, as I say, I keep saying as I say. I don't know why I keep using it. I have no idea. So forgive me for that. I keep on using that phrase for some stupid reason. I don't know why. As I say. This was an opportunity for the Man United reserves to show that they deserve to be in the first team. And you have to say, they haven't done so. They just haven't really done so at all. And I would add a player to the players I mentioned earlier that I would get rid of. If I had any control over the club, I would honestly, I'd let Rashford go. As I said the other day, Rashford is one of these players who can blow either freezing cold or for most of the season. And then for 9 games, very, very hot. Problem is that 9 games, maybe 5 games. Look at that. 77 minutes in, Rashford gets the ball, runs into the box, runs the ball straight into a Norwich player, giving the ball away. Stupid. And United are looking to bring Matic on now. I suppose to control the midfield a bit more. Because again, you've got McTominay and Fred there, and they just haven't done the job. Two midfield centres, they haven't controlled the midfield at all. Then they're having to take off a young midfield centre and bring on Matic. And now also brought on Pogba and taken off Fred. So again, Fred, I've said problem, McTominay problem. They're problems for the club. Because they're just not going to solve the issues that the club has. If the club is still relying upon an old Matic, then obviously defensive midfielder is a key role. But McTominay and Fred can't play that role. There's no way McTominay or Fred could ever replace Pogba or Bruno Fernandes. So if they can't replace those two, and they can't replace Matic, what use are they? To Man United as a football club, what use are they? They can't replace one, they can't replace the other two. So both midfield positions that the manager tends to like to use, neither of those are any use in those positions. So yeah. Well, of course, we now just had Matic come on and Pogba come on. So it looks as if Ollie has decided it's not important, we need to win this match. And now everything's looking different. The passing is better. They're going forward. Pogba, a lovely pass to Greenwood. Greenwood attacking, having a shot. Not sure if the shot was the option he should have gone for. Then again, what options did he have, really? None. No, he had to take the shot. There was no other options, really, available to him, not in the box. So the movement by Garlo there wasn't very clever. He should have just span around to give himself as an option for Greenwood in space, but he didn't do it. If you're watching it, that was at 79 minutes and about 30 seconds in. So yep. So the players that I would have at the club. To me, I would, if I was the director of Football United, I'd say, right, we're getting rid of Mata. We're going to sell Mata, Chris Smalling. We're just going to give Sanchez away. Anyone can have him. Don't care. You want him, it's yours. Give us a Mars bar. You can have him, sort of thing. So you got Mata, you got Smalling, you got Sanchez going. You got Pereira. I would keep. I don't know, you see. If you're going to keep either Fred or McTominay, you'd probably keep Fred for now. So get rid of McTominay as well. I would get rid of Shaw. I'd keep Rashford for now. But certainly in the future, I'd be looking to get rid of him. I wouldn't get rid of him necessarily yet, but in the future I would. Lingard, get rid of him. And then basically that's it. You've got 7 players out, basically. And then you just replace them. Bring 7 players in. 7 players slightly better. If necessary, younger but slightly better. More in the areas of what United needs, defensive midfield centre, rather than just a midfield centre. And the young attacking midfield centre. So if Pogba or Bruno get injured, there you go. You've got a player who can come in, who can do a brilliant job, who can look to actually spring the team forward. bring another left back in. You've got Williams, so you could probably use one of the reserves or the younger players to come in as left back to replace Williams if you got injured or suspended. I don't think it'd be a huge thing. Or you could just keep Shaw for a season and just use both of them, I suppose. But I mean, I would look certainly over the medium term to get rid of McTominay, Fred, and Shaw, and Lindelof. So 4 of the first team players I'd get rid of. I'd just say, right, you're gone. You don't really give anything to the club that is going to help the club to move forward. Good little players, you'll be successful wherever you go. So McTominay's got some ability, Fred's got some ability. Lindelof is okay as a defender. He's nowhere near world class quality, nowhere near that at all. He's got some ability. So he'll do well, so let him go. So if you take a loss, well, that's called tough. There were some incredibly bad purchases. United needed a defender, right? So they bought Lindelof and Bailly. Now, Bailly, I think, is the one who's going to make it out too. I don't think Lindelof will. But again, if you're looking at your Man United, right, you want to get a defence centre, someone who's going to be at the club for years. Go and get a Bailly. Go and get someone like that. Go and get someone who is right at the top level, who is likely to fit in. He plays in Italy, one of the most defensive nations, and he's solid. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful. If you'd have got him instead of getting Lindelof, you wouldn't have got Maguire. You wouldn't need him. So you would have saved money because Bailly would have been cheaper than Maguire anyway. That's been incredibly bad purchasing of players in the past, and that's something which, if the club have to pay for with regards to losing money, then the club have to pay for that. That's the reality of the situation. Anyway, both clubs now, Norwich and Man United, have both had one shot on target. Wahey! I'm just going to pause it now for a second because we've got another 5 minutes of normal time to play at 1-1. So we probably might have some extra time. If there's another goal, I'll get back in. Right? I'll mention that. All right, we're 93 minutes in, still 1-1. Norwich had lost the player, got sent off. Close for trying to give Igalo a cuddle. Bit rude when Igalo was trying to get the ball, but there you go. But we just seen the usual with Luke Shaw. He gets the ball in the box. What does he do? He's got a whole load of defenders in front of him. He tries to have a shot. Tries to shoot the ball through 6 players' legs. Of course, the ball rebounded. He was given, the referee gave them a free kick for a handball from Shaw. So that's Shaw for you, really. I mean, it's 3 minutes until full time in the game before extra time starts. What you need from your players, certainly in the front end of the pitch, is for your players to be wise. Because you've got lots of games to come, and what you don't want is to play more minutes than what you really have to, because then you're going to get injuries. So having a player who's going to keep on shooting from impossible positions, because really he probably wants a break, he probably wants a rest. I mean, he's fitter now than he was in the past, but he always looks as if he's a bit knackered. Maybe that's why he wants to have a rest all the time, because he's a bit knackered. Who knows? You're good enough in there by Pogba. Ball comes in, keeper saves it, comes out to Pogba, he gets the ball straight back in again. Good effort there by Pogba into the goalkeeper's feet. Ball back in. Pogba gets the ball back in. Even though Pogba was offside, his fault was get the ball in there for someone else because he wasn't in a good position to shoot. Rather than Shaw, just shoot. I got a chance to score. Shoot. If you've ever heard Shaw speak, it's very similar to that. I got a chance to score. Shoot. I mean, Norwich really are going to be aiming for penalties now because they're down to 10 men. They're also defenders there to take off their goal scorer. The player probably most likely to score a goal for them, a winning goal. So therefore, they're relying upon penalties now, really. So now it's extra time. As I say, for United, they've got all these Premier League games to play. They've got FA Cup games to play. Then they've got the UEFA Cup games to play afterwards. Yeah, the last thing United want really, when they're at the top four, they've got to try and get in there. They're being chased quite closely by Wolves and a few other teams. Can't tell you off by heart right now. But there's a lot of teams in contention for that. United don't need to have injuries to Bruno Fernandes or Pogba or any of the top players, really. So, yeah, it's just a case of be wise in your decision making. Let's say, Shaw, I don't think he can do that. But again, Shaw is similar to Rashford. Shaw is one of these players who maybe 5 times a season will play a blinder. Will make the right decisions. Will play that ball in rather than playing it back all the time. And create a few goals. And people stay with him because of that. It's like, look at the whole season. There are people like Goldbridge who will back Shaw, whatever. He loves Shaw. He's tried to give Shaw man of the match on many occasions when there's no way Shaw should have got anywhere near that. Because he's a fan of Shaw. He always has been. Whereas to me, it's like, come on, look. But to the goal itself, Shaw actually got the ball in. And he did. I've shown the goal again now. So he crosses the ball in, but crosses it into... They pause it for a second. Really, it wasn't even Mato flipped the ball up as a defender. Defender flipped the ball up, and then Igalo flipped the ball into net via his ankle. So the ball in by Shaw wasn't actually very good, really. He did get the ball in, and it caused the defence a problem because you have Mata attacking it. And again, really, if you want someone attacking the ball in the box, it doesn't matter. Not really. He's not the player you want to be attacking the ball in the box. Igalo maybe, Mata definitely not. But it worked out. United got a goal from it. But there you go. We've got extra time now, and I don't think I'm going to be staying watching most of this because at 8 o'clock we normally go out taking the dogs for a walk. So we will probably do that. In which case, the match will be still ongoing. I'll take the dogs for it, most likely. But there you go. I will finish it when I get back if that's the case. Look at the result because so far there's no reason to stay in and not take dogs for a walk. Not from what I can see, and to be honest, it's an FA Cup game. Would there ever be at this stage of an FA Cup tie, the round, to stay in and not take dogs for a walk? No. So there you go. I'll finish this off in a sec. I'll watch what I can of it, probably till half time or the extra time, and then I will say sayonara and publish the video before the match is over. As I said, I won't do. I'll wait till the match is over, but I have to punch it when I get back from taking the dogs out. Okay? Well, this is Holly, I will do a bit more if anything happens worth doing. Okay? It's still 1-1. It's now half time and extra time, and time to take puppies out. It's nearly 8 o'clock, so take doggies out now, and yeah. So I won't see the end of the match, but then again, I don't think I'm really missing anything, but I will look at the score before I finish this off, okay, when I get back. So I'll post it when I get back. I hope you've enjoyed the review and my views on the situation. Please comment if you wish. Well, basically, if you've got anything to say about the situation at Man United or the squad or anything like that, then please comment. Yeah. If you disagree or agree with what I've said, feel free to comment. So yeah, we've got another 15 minutes to go, and then it'll be penalties. I don't know what to say. I mean, to me, Adam Matic, I think that's his name. Man United fan made a comment yesterday saying that United should basically put out the same team as they did in the last Premiership game where they won 3-0. They should put out the same team because of the fact that the players need to play together, get used to playing together, to gel together. And that if you don't need to change them, don't. And at this early stage, you don't need to rest players. Yeah, if you play your strongest team in this game and at half time you're 3-0 up, then you can rest players. Instead, he's had to bring on the better players and play them for longer than they probably would have played had it started with them. So again, terrible management from Ori. Yeah, play your best players at the start, right? Take them off at half time if you win, but aim to take them off at half time. But he's basically brought his 6 best players on since the second half, and so that means they're going to be playing whatever amount of minutes they're playing then, and then they have to play the extra time, which is 30 minutes, and then do penalties and all of that. So they're probably playing more football by sticking them on the bench than they would have done had you had them starting. I mean, to me, that's just stupidity. But that's Ori. Yeah, nice player, nice lad. Yeah, seems to have a good attitude as a fan of United. If he truly is a fan of United, then great. I wish him well, but not at United because he's not going to make it. Especially at the moment, you've got inexperienced coaches and an inexperienced manager. That just is really, really bad. You can have one that's inexperienced. You can have an experienced manager with experienced coaches, or an experienced manager with some inexperienced coaches, and you'll be fine. But both, that's just reckless to say the least. Yeah, but that's because you've got money men in charge of the club. Hey ho. There you go, that's my 10 pence worth. I'll come back on when I get back from the dogs just to give a few comments on the final score, and then that will do you. Okay. I'll speak to you when I get back. Right, folks, just got back from Walkies with Doggies. That was good. Anyway, yeah, okay, so Man United went through 2-1. Harry Maguire got the second goal in deep into extra time. That's right before they were due to go to penalties. So, yeah. Shame they couldn't do that before playing an extra 30 minutes, isn't it, really? Well, there you go. Such is life. They're playing against 10 men for quite a while, so therefore, yeah. Oh, well. So there's not an awful lot you can learn from that match. Apart from the fact that the team that played in the last Premiership match. And forgive me a second, I've completely and utterly forgotten what that bloody match was. I have no idea now. Goodness knows. I've completely and utterly forgotten what that match was. I know they won, but to be honest, who they played, I don't know. 1 second. Give me a second, please, folks. Need to find this one out. They played Sheffield United. There you go. So the team that played Sheffield United should have been the team that started in this one. That's about all we could have learned. So there you go. Because had they started with that team, there's a good chance they would have won the game before enough time. But there you go. I mean, a lot of players got a bit more match fit, possibly. Can you say more about it than that, maybe? No. I mean, obviously, Bruno on his own struggled a lot to get any quality through this team with the likes of the players he had at the start of the match. Yeah, to carry for most of it. When Pogba came on and Rashford and Martial, even though Rashford was, again, poor, really, didn't really do a lot. I mean, the commentators on BBC said after about 20 minutes of Rashford on that he forgot Rashford even came on. He's done nothing in 20 minutes to even remember him actually being on the pitch. But I suppose it did force Norwich to go back a bit more. But with Greenwood as well, and Pogba and Martial, and Matic to secure the midfield a bit better. Made all the difference. Well, there you go. That'll do for now. So this one will be entitled Man United just win against Norwich in the FA Cup. Something like that. There won't be that. It'll be something like that. All right. You take care. God bless. Bye-bye.